Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Saturdays on Loner's Lane. We're so glad that you've come to join us. I hope you've had a great week so far. If not, this is a great place to turn your week around by watching us every night at around anywhere between 7 to 9 o'clock. We drop a brand new video, just depending on what we've got going on that day. We all have kids. One's wrestling, one's playing basketball, the other one is just a Barbie doll princess, and that's okay. As always, we do have Tyler on my right, Cody on my left. We're just brothers who want to talk about SEC sports, and so if you're into that, this is a great place to be. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right below. Give us a like and a comment on what you think of the video. We do appreciate it. Tonight is Wednesday night. We're going to talk about the Alabama-Oklahoma game. Now, this game did not go as planned. We all picked Alabama to win this game. Woody picked Alabama to win this game. And Alabama let you down. They let you down. One of the reasons why is, if you just look at it on paper, this game just didn't match up well for Oklahoma. If you look at the stats, the game didn't match up well for Oklahoma. But somehow they go into Bryant-Denny Stadium and they find a way to win. Now, Cody, I know your answer is going to be on this, but is this just a bad win? Is this a bad win? Is this a team that should not have won and somehow found a way to squeak it out?
They did what they needed to on the field. They forced the 3 turnovers. Two of them where they really, truly forced turnovers.
Yeah.
And so
one was Ryan Williams on the punt return. Not sure why Ryan Williams was returning that punt.
Have you? They changed some things up. It seemed like normally they only have one guy back, but they had two. But they had Ryan Williams as the up back, and
Adams was the up. Ryan Williams was the back.
And so I think it's the other way, but it doesn't matter. But still, he can return them. He
just came in and punched the ball.
It was if you look at the video, it was a perfect timing. He's in traffic. As a football coach, guys who always carry the ball, either receiver or running back, when I was coaching either one of them, you get in traffic, you cover it up with both hands. It doesn't matter how tight you think you got it. You put that other one. And a lot of the Bama guys, they like to go, they're being taught other hand across the wrist. That helps tighten it up, and if it does get punched,
it's just to the other arm.
It's just coming across, so you've still got some security there. And we have noticed multiple guys, not just Ryan Williams, but multiple guys who don't do that as much. The receivers don't like doing it as much. They don't have to as much. They're catching it either going down, going out of bounds, or they've got a free. Most of the time they're not running into a whole lot of traffic. Running backs do it a lot.
So in this game, we talked. I said a little bit about the stats. If I'd have just told you the stats, it looked like Alabama wins by 21 points. Tyler, give us some of these stats. The rushing game was a positive for Alabama fans.
All right, so we'll break down just about all the numbers that I possibly can real quick. First downs, Oklahoma 12, Alabama 23. It's always going to be Oklahoma, Alabama, as it reads per the stats. Total yards, 212 to 406. Passing, 138 to 326. Rushing, 78 yards to 80 yards. Penalties, 5 for 37, 2 for 25. Turnovers is key on this one for Oklahoma. 0 for Oklahoma. 3 for Alabama, 2 fumbles for loss, 1 interception. Time of possession, 25-32 for Oklahoma. Alabama, 34-28. As you read that, as it's read, Alabama wins that game. But there's one stat that I read is why Alabama lost, and that's the turnovers. You had 1 pick six.
1 pick six changed the game. Now, I understand it happened in the first quarter. Made it 10-0.
Yeah.
But Alabama's driving the ball, and that crushes you. So that wins you the game. Why? Because your offense couldn't score.
And the turnovers, the other 2 turnovers, the fumble from Ryan Williams, and then the fumble from Ty Simpson, were both on the other side of the 50 for Oklahoma. So their yardage doesn't have to be 300, 400 yards. When you're getting the ball at the 30 2 times, you only have to go 60 yards to score.
17 points. 17 points on those turnovers.
So if you're looking at rushing, though, Alabama had 80 yards of rushing, which has been 50 or less for most of the year. Now, all you heard all week is, well, Oklahoma has the best rushing defense in the SEC. Alabama has one of its best rushing games in this game.
Well, yeah, Daniel Hill. That, like I've said before, and I've said multiple times, Daniel Hill is seeing the field a lot better than Jan Miller. Jan Miller's able to get it out on a few plays and get downfield, yes, but Daniel Hill, when he sees a hole, he's gone.
Do you remember Trent Richardson at when he went to the NFL and was rushing for the Cleveland Browns?
Okay.
Do you remember what his biggest issue was?
Seeing the hole.
Seeing a hole. Okay, there's a picture on one of the plays that Jan Miller is running to the right side. And how many times have I said
You got to look back.
what's 99% of your run?
Cutbacks.
The cutback. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not 100% not exaggerating. If he would have made the cutback, backside receiver had his guy. The next closest
15 yards away.
was on the tackle side. The line was on the right side tackle over the top of him. If he makes that cutback and gets up the far hash, I mean, he's gone.
He's got the speed.
Any runner, it doesn't matter. It's positive yards. How many yards do you have to have a carry to get a first down every time?
3.5.
3.3.
It's so important to never take a loss. He takes a loss on that play. To never take a loss. Don't get behind the chains. And he's doing it over and over. I get it. They're taught. They're probably being taught for some reason. And I'm me talking like I know exactly what I'm talking about. But how many times did I say Saturday night when we're watching the ball game together, or Saturday afternoon we're watching the ball game together, guys? If we run this outside, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have positive yards.
And then we've done. They did.
How many times we run it outside? What?
5,
6 or 7?
7.
How many times we have positive yards?
6 or 7.
It's positive. Hey guys, just real quick, if you haven't already, if you live in the same area we do, Northwest Georgia, these guys do not sponsor us, but if they're good enough for us to eat and then go and bring to our house for a tailgate on Saturday, they're good enough for your mouth too. If you haven't tried Lucky IQ barbecues, they are open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That is it. You know it's good barbecue when that's happened. They sell out at lunchtime, baby. Go get their brisket. Go get their sausage, and their mac and cheese is to die for.
I mean, we go and buy. The only thing we went and bought, really, you go for the brisket. It's down in Lafayette. Go for the brisket. And if you like mac and cheese at all,
It's probably the best.
get the mac and cheese. We got
Slightly smoked. Oh, it's good.
we got 4 containers. 4 containers of mac and cheese. We got 1 thing of collard greens, a small thing of collard greens, and 1 small thing of potato salad. That was all we got with a bunch of brisket, and then we got the meat sampler. Guys, go down there and see them. They are open from 11 to 2 for lunch, and they close. And then they're open from 5 to when they sell out. Normally it's around 7:30. There's normally a rush. Try to get there when they open, but they are great.
And if you can, call when they first open. Set your order. That way you walk right in, skip the line. That's what we do for our family.
Yeah.
It works out perfectly. But back to the game. I love that Easton and Woody were sitting there. They were so pumped. Why? Because you had Proctor in the backfield on a 4th down play. Now, I said it. He's not getting the ball. This is too big of a spot for Proctor to be getting the ball.
And if he would have gotten the ball, what would have happened?
He'd have lost yards.
He would have lost yards.
Because a guy came barging in, took out his legs. If you don't know how to take down a big man, go for his legs. Can't go anywhere without his legs. And they fall hard.
Yeah.
But great play call. Decoy, you fake the handoff, you pitch it back, you get around the corner, you get positive gain for about 7 yards. You needed 5.
3.
Needed 3?
No, it was 4th and 3. He got 4. He got 1 yard past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he didn't get much.
He didn't get much.
He got the first down.
It
That's
was
all
positive.
that
Positive yards.
Yeah, Brooks barely got across, but he got it.
Let's talk about something because ABC did Alabama dirty. Do you remember the missed field goal at the end of the first half?
Yep.
I sit here as a fan of a kicker of kickers in general. I love kickers, but I don't know where you're going with this, but I'm going to jump in.
Go for it.
I am so frustrated.
I'll get my point out.
at Alabama's kicker with the way he handled himself after that.
Absolutely.
And how he blamed someone else for a job that he didn't get done.
Why?
Why did he blame somebody else? Because
Well, no. But here's the thing. Was it a good snap? Was it perfect?
Nope.
No. Was it
Did
handled
not.
and put down on the ground in plenty of time? Your only focus is that one spot, the plant and where the ball's going to be. Those are your two focuses when you go to kick the ball. I understand in your peripherals you see that guy, that holder, come up a little bit to have to catch the ball, but he gets it down in plenty of time for you to laces are out and for you to get the ball off. You hit it on your ankle.
he didn't hesitate.
No, he didn't hesitate not one bit. So everything was perfect. Your step, your plant foot was too close to the ball. You hit it with your ankle, and you absolutely shanked it like my golf swing. It was pitiful. And the Oklahoma guy who thought that he got a block, no, he actually pushed it closer to the field goal that he missed. But do you remember what ABC did at the end of the third quarter? Do you remember what the good hands play of the game was? In the middle of the fourth quarter.
Was it the block?
No.
Was it the catch from?
It was a catch from
I missed
the
missed
the
that
good
part.
hands play was the catch from the holder on that field goal. That's dirty.
I do. I think the kickers. I am a big fan of our kicker at Heritage High School.
Yes.
100%. He's headed to Texas.
Would love to get him on to talk about that recruiting process.
Yes, that would be fun because it's SEC. It would be fun, and it's a very good possibility that I could do that. I'm supposed to be taking him out to dinner one night.
Hey, in 2 weeks though, we are trying to get a special guest. We're going to get Doyle Mader. That's what we're trying to do for the Tennessee Vanderbilt game. If you've never watched Doyle Mader give his take on a Tennessee game, you're missing out. The guy's hilarious. You really want to tune in for that one. But anywho.
And so I think kickers at that level, they practice with both the snapper and the holder.
Yes.
Most of the time. They get a lot more snaps, especially with Alabama because who's holding for them? Probably the punter. I think it's the punter or a backup kicker.
Yes.
So they work together a lot. So there's no reason that he should not have confidence, and no matter where that snap is, to go through that kick.
Yeah.
Now, at the high school level where you don't get those practice and those reps with those guys, I can understand it. Jake had a rough year at the start of the year where he didn't have confidence in his holder.
But his holder was injured.
When the holder came back,
Look what happened.
54 yards.
Twice.
In high school.
In high school.
No, I think 56 was his longest.
No.
He had one last year for 56.
So,
Okay.
So holders are important. Getting the ball down, all that's important. The ball got down, and he had plenty of time. Laces were out.
I'd much rather it be a little high than rolling on the ground.
So here's my thought, and I'll be done. I think you cannot do what he did, what Talty did. Talty did.
Talty, yep.
I always call him Tally for some reason. What Talty did, and try to show up your snapper for something you did. You honestly, yes, it may have been high, but it was still in the hands of the holder. So you cannot do that in the middle of a game, a big game, a close game, I mean, because that would have tied the game up at half, right?
Yes.
Yes. It would have made it 17-17.
It's just of anything that would have probably been the most frustrating thing as a coach, seeing that reaction from your kicker.
So, couple questions and we'll be done. First of all, where does this put Ty Simpson? We've talked a lot about how he's a Heisman Trophy candidate. That last drive did not show me a Heisman Trophy candidate. That last throw was really, really bad.
You start to wonder, like, how does he go from can't miss a target to
Can't hit the broadside of a barn.
can't hit a target? What's going on?
Well, he's become like a lot of his throws I've noticed are starting to become short. Receivers are having to come back to it.
Yep. Now, we have talked, he does struggle with the accuracy of the deep ball and in hitting his targets. He can hit them, he can make the throw, but he overthrows a lot of them.
Yes.
Yes.
So is he trying to over-adjust that and everything's short now? And sometimes first play of the game, throws one to the tight end and it gets through his hands and it's a 5-yard throw and it seems like it's a 80-mile-an-hour fastball that goes straight through the hands. So, he's got to have those touches, which is something that I want to say Milroe last year had issues with. He didn't have the touch on the ball.
Exactly. And I know he threw for 326 yards, but his completion rating was not very good. Right around that 60% mark, maybe a little below that. 28 for 42. I don't know if you're doing math for me or not, but right around that 60% mark. So it's down. Oklahoma's offense there's not much to talk about there. They had a total of 212 yards. Alabama almost doubled the amount of total yards in this game. But with 3 turnovers, like you said, just wasn't enough. Where does this put Alabama in the conversation of both the SEC championship game? What has to happen? Are they in already if they just run out? Or does something have to happen? Where does this put them in the college football playoff kind of role? Like we talked about the college football playoff last night in the selection committee, but I mean the AP poll has them at 10. So
here's what has to happen for Alabama. They have to win out, including going to the SEC championship game and playing a potential undefeated A&M team or a one-loss Georgia team, depending on how the Texas and Texas A&M game ends at the end of the season.
do they leave out a team for losing the conference championship? Remember, they put SMU in last year after losing to Clemson.
Did Clemson get in?
Clemson got in.
Okay.
They won. Clemson won the ACC. SMU was they were top 5 or 6. No, they wasn't. They were sitting right there at the just barely in. They were 8 or 9.
My thing is Alabama has to win out to go.
And I think now I do think
They have to win the SEC.
they'd have to win the SEC championship too.
So you get punished for playing an extra game when nobody else does, like Notre Dame.
Yes.
I do think
That's what happens.
I think with 2 losses, even though playing an extra game, I think it would be
Well, it'd be 3 losses if they lose.
right. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, but with 2 losses already, and a 3rd loss in a championship game, I do think you see an Alabama team getting left out.
Even though the committee says it wouldn't happen. And not just Alabama, but any
conference.
any conference.
Now,
But I was talking to a fan today, or on Monday, sorry. Georgia fan. I said, this is what has to happen for Georgia to get in. And he agreed. And then we started talking about, well, the ACC's got to get in. Who's left out? Who's the other team, the other conference with South Florida, Memphis?
Navy is leading
Navy.
the Power 5 conference.
So the Power 5, it has to be Navy or South Florida, which they got beat this past weekend. So they're
By
out.
Navy. I think Navy is going to be a Power 5 team.
So you put Navy in there. which they're going to play that, and then they're automatically going to go play Army-Navy game before all the bowl games. So they get an extra game there, too, on top of the conference championship game. Which they'll probably end up beating Army because Army's not done hardly anything this year. Sorry,
man.
During the Trump administration, Army's won almost every game. But this might be the first year where Army does not during the Trump administration.
If you don't know already, Tyler is former military, third ID of the Army, so
Fort Stewart,
Georgia.
So,
Cody, are you looking up something for us?
I am. I'm trying to figure out, because I had the conversation with Corey, and Nathan and Tony, and we were just talking, and
the Fab Five.
We were talking and I want to make sure, and this says no, not every Power 4 conference gets into the playoff.
That's not what they said. Every conference, the winner of that conference, the championship game, gets in. Last year they had them in the top 4.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, but like I said, my question is: do you leave out a Alabama with 3 losses after playing in the SEC championship game, and put in a team that it'd be interesting? It'd just be interesting in how they play that. We don't know what's in the minds. They don't ask us for our opinions. We're just a little bitty, good for nothing, small town people. But that's okay. We enjoy what we do. We enjoy doing this for you guys. But it will be interesting at the end of the year. Oklahoma definitely threw a wrench in, what looked to be almost a guarantee for Alabama after beating an LSU team who you thought would be the one that may slip up and beat them. But who knows? But anywho, that's all the time that we have for tonight, guys. We thank you so much for watching us. And like I said in the beginning, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and send us your comments on what you think on the show and maybe where you disagree. Big shout out to Oklahoma's defense. You went into a hostile environment in Tuscaloosa and you beat a number 4 team in the country. So congratulations on that. We love you. We thank all of y'all for continuing watching us. And remember, every day is Saturday on Lotus Lane. Y'all have a great day.